Hello students, today we are going to start our second chapter, that is Nelson Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom. Long Walk to Freedom is an autobiography written by Nelson Mandela when he was in jail. What is an autobiography? An autobiography is a self-written life story. So let us learn something about Nelson Mandela. He was born on 18 July 1918 in South Africa and died on 5 December 2013 at the age of 95 due to respiratory infection. He was the South African anti-apartheid revolutionary, political leader and philanthropist who served as President of South Africa from 1994 to 1999. He was the country's first black head of state and the first elected in a fully representative democratic election. He served as President of African National Congress Party from 1991 to 1997. He fought for the freedom of black people. He and 7 other leaders were sentenced to life imprisonment in 1964 for daring to oppose the apartheid regime in his country. He spent the next 28 years in South Africa's most dreaded prison. He is also known as the Mahatma Gandhi of South Africa. Let's start before you read. Apartheid is a political system that separates people according to their race. Can you say which of the 3 countries named below had such a political system until very recently? So the name of the country is South Africa. Have you heard of Nelson Mandela? Mandela and his African National Congress spent a lifetime fighting against apartheid. Mandela had to spend 30 years in prison. Finally, democratic elections were held in South Africa in 1994 and Mandela became the first black president of a new nation. What is apartheid? Beta, apartheid is a policy or a system of segregation or discrimination on grounds of race. In this extract from his autobiography, Long Walk to Freedom, Mandela speaks about a historical occasion, the inauguration. Can you guess what the occasion might be? Check your guess with this news item from the BBC of 10 May 1994. Now, Nelson Mandela becomes South Africa's first black president. Nelson Mandela has become South Africa's first black president after more than 3 centuries of white rule. Mr. Mandela's African National Congress Party won 252 out of the 400 seats in the first democratic election of South Africa's history. The inauguration ceremony took place in the Union Building Amphitheatre in Pretoria today, attended by politicians and dignitaries from more than 140 countries around the world. Never, never again will this beautiful land experience the oppression of one by another, said Nelson Mandela in his address. Jubilant scenes on the streets of Pretoria followed the ceremony with blacks, whites and colors celebrating together. More than 1 lakh South African men, women and children of all the races sang and danced with joy. This news was telecasted on BBC channel. This news was telecasted on 10 May 1994 because after a long time, first black president was elected and he won 252 out of 400 seats. And this ceremony took place in the Union Building, that was amphitheater in Pretoria. And a lot of people, lot of dignitaries, lot of politicians came to attend this function. Never, never again will this beautiful land experience the oppression of one by another. Here oppression means harassment or prolonged, cruel or unjust treatment that was faced by the black people. Day after today, there will be no oppression of one by another. 10th May dawned bright and clear. For the past few days, I had been pleasantly besieged by the dignitaries and the world leaders who were coming to pay their respects before the inauguration. The inauguration would be the largest gathering ever of international leaders on South African soil. 10th May dawned here means began or started bright and clear. For the past few days I had been pleasantly besieged. I here means Nelson Mandela had been pleasantly besieged. Besieged means to be surrounded closely by the dignitaries and the world leaders who were coming to pay their respect before the inauguration. The inauguration would be the largest gathering. He thought so because before that there was no such gathering in the world, and it was the first gathering on the South African soil. The ceremonies took place in the lovely sandstone amphitheater. Amphitheater means a building without a roof with many rows of seats rising in steps, typical of ancient Greece and Rome, formed by the Union Building in Pretoria. It was in Pretoria. For decades, this had been the seat of white supremacy. It means South Africa was ruled by the white people, and now it was the site of a rainbow gathering of different colors and nations for the installation of South Africa's first democratic non-racial government. Rainbow gathering of different colors here means the beautiful coming together of various people like the colors in a rainbow. Installation here means foundation or establishment. Means for the foundation and the establishment of the first democratic non-racial government, a lot of people gathered there. On that lovely autumn day, I was accompanied by my daughter Jinani. Okay, it was the autumn season and the day was 10th May and he was accompanied by his daughter Jinani. On the podium, Mr. de Klerk was first sworn as a second deputy president. Then Thabo Mbeki was sworn in as a first deputy president. It means who was the second deputy president? Mr. de Klerk, and the first deputy president was Thabo Mbeki. When it was my turn, I pledged to obey and uphold the Constitution and to devote to the well-being of the Republic and its people. To the assembled guests and the watching world, I said. When it was turn of Nelson Mandela, he pledged. Pledged means he took oath to obey and uphold. Uphold means to confirm the Constitution and to devote his life for the well-being of Republic and its people. To the assembled guest and the watching world, he addressed by saying, "Today all of us do, by our presence here, confer glory and hope to the newborn liberty." He said that in the presence of all, we give glory and hope to the newborn liberty. Newborn liberty is the freedom of South Africa. out of the experience of an extraordinary human disaster that lasted too long. The disaster was the discrimination among the people on the basis of their color or race. And now there will be a society on which the human being will be proud of, humanity will be proud of. We who were outlaws not so long ago have today been given the rare privilege to be a host to the nations of the world on our own soil. We thank all of our distinguished international guests for having come to take possession with the people of our country of what is, after all, a common victory for justice, for peace, and for human dignity. Here, Nelson Mandela is glad to host a ceremony. With the presence of global leaders, lot of dignitaries came, and it was an achievement in itself. There was a time when South Africa, for practicing apartheid, lost all its international political relationships. Now, when there is no segregation on the basis of race and gender, other nations are happy to have healthy democratic relationships. Finally, they have come to power and they pledge to make everyone proud. He thanked everyone, especially the international leaders, for joining them in celebrating their achievement, which is a step towards an equal society where every human will be treated fairly. We have at last achieved our political emancipation. We pledge ourselves to liberate all our people from continuing bondage of poverty, deprivation, suffering, gender, and other discrimination. Never, never, and never again shall it be that this beautiful land will again experience the oppression of one by another. The sun shall never set on so glorious a human achievement. Let freedom reign. God bless Africa. Here he mentions that after great struggle, they have finally achieved political freedom. His government promised to free everyone of the still existing poverty, hardship, and inequalities of all kinds, along with assuring everyone of a country where no community will be considered inferior. He then exclaims that freedom should rule and may God shower his blessings on their land. He also proclaims that the beautiful land of South Africa will never experience the oppression of one by the another. Means everybody is going to live freely. Everybody is going to enjoy their life on that land. Now student, let us start next page. A few moments later, we all lifted our eyes in awe as a spectacular array of South African jets, helicopters, and troop carriers roared in perfect formation over the Union building. It means just after the newly elected president's address to the audience, an impressive arrangement or display of South African jets, helicopters, and troops means soldiers, transporters, which were flying over the Union building in perfect formation, raised everyone's heads up in the sky. It was not only display of pinpoint precision and military force, but a demonstration of the military's loyalty to democracy, to a new government that had been freely or fairly elected. It symbolizes pinpoint precision, which means perfection or accuracy as well as military's respect and obedience towards the free government which had been freely and fairly elected. Only moments before, the highest generals of the South African Defence Force and police, their chest bedecked here means adorned, decorated with ribbons and medals from days gone by, saluted me and pledged their loyalty. Only few minutes before, the high commanders of the South African Defence Force and Police, who had won medals for their bravery, also saluted and promised their loyalty. He also mentions that he was well aware about what I was not unmindful of the fact that not so many years before they would not have saluted but arrested me. He remembers the day when he was not saluted by those persons, he was arrested by them. Finally, a chevron of Impala jets left a smoke trail of black, red, green, blue and gold of the new South African flag. It means the air show of Impala jets finally ended by making of the South African flag in the sky from a smoke trail of the black, red, green and blue gold. The day was symbolized for me by the playing of our two national anthems and the version of whites singing Nkosi Sikelel' Afrika and blacks singing Die Stem, the old anthem of the Republic. Although that day neither group knew the lyrics of the anthem they once despised means hated, they would soon know the words by heart. Here the author Nelson Mandela remembers the day as the playing of two national anthems of the country, one of the whites and the other of the blacks. The whites were singing Nkosi Sikelel' Afrika and the blacks were singing Die Stem. On that day, no one knew the wordings of that anthem of the blacks, but Mandela was confident that everyone would soon learn that anthem that they once hated. On the day of the inauguration, I was overwhelmed. Overwhelmed means have a strong emotional effect with a sense of history. In the first decade of 20th century, a few years after the bitter Anglo-Boer War and before my own birth, the white-skinned peoples of South Africa patched up their differences and erected here means built, a system of racial domination against the dark-skinned people of their own land. On the day of inaugural ceremony, Mandela had a strong emotional effect of the days of the past, when in the first decade of the 20th century, this whole system of apartheid started. It resulted in inequality and inferior treatment of dark-skinned people. They were deprived of their basic fundamental rights. The structure they created formed the basis of one of the harshest, the most inhumane means cruel, societies the world had ever known. Now in the last decade of the 20th century and my own 8th decade as a man, the system had been overturned forever and replaced by one that recognized the rights and freedoms of the peoples regardless of their color of their skin. Beta, and this system created an atmosphere of extreme cruelty and injustice for a particular part of the community. That particular part was for the black people. This began even before Nelson Mandela was born. Now, when he is in his eighth decade as a man, he, along with countless others, have changed this entire system that treats humans as humans, irrespective of their color, caste, gender, or age. That day had come about through the unimaginable sacrifices of thousands of my people whose suffering and courage can never be counted or repaid. I felt that day, as I have on so many other days, that I was simply the sum of all those African patriots who had gone before me. That long and noble line ended and now began again with me. I was pained that I was not able to thank them, that they were not able to see what their sacrifices had wrought. Wrought here means formed. Formal word. It is an old-fashioned word, that is done. What their sacrifices had done. This equal and free country was the result of the sacrifices of the countless other men and women who have fought all their lives for this day. The author wishes if he could thank them all, but unfortunately they did not live to see the result of their courage. Nelson Mandela gathered his courage and power from all these people, and thus he wishes to make them proud. Next paragraph. The policy of apartheid created a deep and lasting wound in my country and my people. All of us will spend many years, if not generations, recovering from that profound here means deep and strong hurt. But the decades of oppression and brutality means cruelty, had another unintended effect, and that was that it produced the Oliver Tambos, the Walter Sislos, the Chief Lutlis, and Yusuf Datos, the Bram Fishers, the Robert Subkos of our time, men of such extraordinary courage, wisdom, and generosity that their life may never be known again. Here, Nelson Mandela says that the apartheid created a deep and lasting wound. Means the healing of that wound will take time, maybe many years or many generations, because it was a profound hurt. It was a deep and strong hurt that they faced in their life, and recovery will take time. The author also mentions that this hard time had its negative impact, but it also exposed a lot of strong and courageous men who stood up and raised their voice. And those people were these people, the names are being mentioned here. Such type of people stood up to fight against this discrimination. Perhaps it requires such depth of oppression to create such height of character. Here he wants to say that it requires that level of unjust treatment to produce such great heroes. Otherwise, they would not have such heroes with them. My country is rich in minerals and gems that lie beneath its soil, but I have always known that its greatest wealth is its people, finer and truer than the purest diamond. South Africa, he says, is rich in minerals and gems, but the greatest strength is the people of South Africa, and he also added that they were finer and truer than the purest diamond. It means he compared the people of South Africa